So how does it feel to get back out there? Where do you feel you're at with everything?
It felt really good to be out there. I've been watching since OTAs, mini camp, so it felt good out to get back out there. With the guys' family, they've been giving me great support. Everybody in the locker room, everybody in the building, really. So just to get out there and compete, it felt really good to get off.
What was it like? Because you had that procedure on the other foot in January. When you had to get it again, what are your mentals at that point? And, where are you at in terms of the recovery? Are you clearly 100%, but where are you at in terms of getting back here full time?
For sure. My thought process was just attack it. I attacked the first one, just get to it, get the recovery in so I could get back to work, just taking things day by day. Honestly, really don't have anything planned. Just taking it day by day, seeing how it feels, getting back into that game speed. And like I said, just taking things day by day.
When did you know that something was off with that foot, the second one?
I honestly didn't. This guy, I was checking out the right foot to see if it was good, and then got an X-ray on the left one, both feet at the same time, and I found out it was like right before I got up here, but I never really felt anything.
That's unbelievable. So you never had any discomfort or anything?
No.
Wow. Well, when did you really start to feel like yourself after you had the procedure?
Immediately right after, like I said, I done been through it before with the other foot, so I knew what to expect. I knew how to attack the recovery. I knew what it was going to take to get back to the state, and I did exactly that. Great training staff in there, great coaching staff. Everybody always came to check on me, definitely right after I had surgery. So it's comfort me, and I knew what my goal was and what I had to do to get back, so I just did exactly that.
Johnny, what have you learned about John Allen and Daron Payne thus far, and what are you looking forward to in working with them?
Can you say that again?
What have you learned about John Allen and Daron Payne so far, and what are you looking forward to in working with them?
For sure. They're just great people, great teammates, honestly. I've been watching them for years now. Back when they were in college, Alabama, I used to watch them. But actually getting to know them, great people, outside of the football field, they honestly big brothers. Whenever I mess up with something, they'll tell me just the smallest things on the field. They always help me out, always encouraging me. So I just feel like they're we know how good they are on the field, but outside of the field, they're big brothers, honestly, and they have my back and I have theirs.
Johnny, obviously something about your game that people notice is the speed, your quickness off the line. How do you feel you're getting that back after coming back from the injury?
For sure. It's in me, not on me. So, like I said, just taking things day by day. Rome wasn't built overnight, so I'm not expecting to get back 100% first day of practice. Just getting my feet wet. Honestly, this is my first NFL practice, getting up to the speed, and hopefully eventually, for sure soon, I'll be back to 100% and back to my old self.
I mean, you already look pretty quick out there, but you got a couple of Big Ten connections. So what's it like to be back with Quan Martin, and what's it like going up against Mike Sanders still here on the NFL field?
Yeah, for sure.
Teaming up with them, sorry.
Yeah, playing with Quan again and Allegretti, Nick, them two Illinois guys, and in the locker room, we close. It's like a family, the extended Illinois family, you could say. So Mike, that's my boy, even though he went to Michigan. I don't mess with Michigan like that. But that's my boy. We in the same rookie class, always competing with everything we do. Just two competitive people who always want to win. So we connected through that bond and just wanting to be the best at what we do. So, yeah, that's how it is.
It's always tough missing practice and camp, especially as a rookie. So how tough was it, and what were you able to do to kind of stay sharp mental reps?
For sure. I've always been a guy that's always practiced no matter what. So missing that practice, it was hard, honestly, but I knew, like I said, I knew what I had to do, get the mental reps in. Like I said, everybody in the building was always encouraging me. John's my locker mate, so always talking to John. He's like, bro, you're going to be all right. He's like, I can't wait for you to get on the field. And just hearing that from John was great encouragement to me because I look up to John. Like I said, he's like a big brother to me. And what he's done on the field, excellent. We all know that. So, like I said, I grew up watching John. So hearing things from him, consistently every day, it was always encouraging to me. And DQ, AP always came to check up on me. And I just felt like that meant the most to me. So I knew what I had to do. And that always gave me an extra boost. I won't say disappointment. I was kind of shocked, honestly. Kind of upset me, but I really didn't let it get to me that much. I was like, man, if we go do it, let's just do it now. So we got it out the way immediately. And like I said, I knew what I had to do. I just went through the same thing with the right foot. So I was kind of happy that we found it now rather than later. And it affected me during the season. So I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and that happened. Both of my feet are completely healed now. So just getting back to it now. Thank y'all.
All right, that's Johnny Newton talking to the media here at training camp and talking about his 2 surgeries he had. Had one, and then he went back to get it checked at the, like, you know what they do. They like the massage, would do an X-ray with one foot compared to the other to see what's going on, and they found out that he had the other foot he needed to get done. But after sitting there watching him for a little bit, I walked over while they were doing it, and I sat there, and he seems to be in good spirits. On the field, he didn't seem like something that's bothering him. He was asked a question about how is he feeling. He said they feel completely healed. He said that after the second one, you know, you all heard this, but I'm just saying the way it's one thing hearing him and one thing watching him when he answering the questions. And I think the young man is ready to go. John Allen and Deron Payne, he looks up to them, and I expect him to get out there and become a vital part of this defense. Listen, they didn't draft that kid right where they did because they thought he couldn't play. You know, he dropped down because of the injury. Everyone had a first-round grade on Johnny Newton. And I think that's the thing with Adam Peters. He understands how to make those moves. And Dan Quinn loves aggressive defensive players. This young man is very, very aggressive. And when we looked at the defense last year, it was a combination of things. We didn't get enough pressure on the quarterback, whether it be it from the end or up the middle. I think Johnny Newton could help with that some. You know, Deron Payne and John Allen are 2 guys that have played extremely well, but they can't play the whole damn game. So you need to have some level of backups for him. Ridgeway is a guy who Jeff loves, and you know Ridgeway, if he's still around, he can play. For Darian Mathis, this is a show me a year for him. If he can't get much done this year, he might be on his way, because 2 years have been basically limited by injuries. And when you keep getting injured in football, you don't hang around. It's a cutthroat business, and I think he has to understand that. The little saying, you can't make the club in the tub. If you're constant in the tub, you're not helping the team win. So that's why they went out there. And I think that's part of the reason why they drafted that young man so high. You know, we're going to be expecting Jahan Dotson to talk a little bit later on when he comes. We'll try to get that to you. But I listen, man, I've come out here, and I kind of look at this thing a little differently. Instead of like I look at it differently than most people, I would say, even people in the media. You know, a lot of the people in the media, they have an agenda in a sense. They have a story to write. So they look for particularly that. And then they want that story to be juicy. But I come and I just let these guys play and just begin to watch how things begin to transpire. And as I'm watching practice now, I'm going to tell you all, I listened to Ryan Clark earlier, Channing Crowder, and also Fred Taylor, and they all talked about the energy that's out there compared to what things were in previous years. And I think that energy doesn't solve things, but you know what? It helps out. You have to play this game and practice this game at a certain level. And I've said it over and over again. If you're going to play football, you need to practice football. And I understand the safety and all that stuff, but eventually, if you're thinking about safety completely, you're not playing football. If you're thinking about, I got to make sure I don't get hurt, then you're not playing football. And you got to get to the point where you're so comfortable with this thing that you're just going out there and you're reacting and playing. And if you push yourself to a certain level, then you know what the hell you can do when you get on the football field. If you never push yourself to a certain level, you have no clue. So if you don't have a clue, you go out on the field and you end up getting hurt. I think we've seen it happening over the years, but they are making these guys practice at a high level. They have that sense of competing. And I know we sit here and everyone say, well, you know, Jaden's going to be the starter. We know that. But ultimately, you don't just let him walk in and hand it to him, because you want him to have to fight a little bit for it. And they've been doing that. And I see the same thing happening at every position on this football team. You know, we've seen so many years where we hear about the competition, but we watch over here, they hand it to somebody. Over here, they hand it to somebody else. And then boom, here goes somebody getting handed. Well, if I see six people get handed a job, then I begin to think that I'm going to get mine too. And even when you don't have that little level of competition going on, your team is now not getting better. You know, your team gets better when you put grown men, testosterone-driven men out there on the football field and say, you know what, the best is going to get it. And we can be friends. You know, I most of the guys I played with, I was very friendly with. But on the field, they understood we are going to compete, dude. And I am here to be your boy, but I'm not trying to be your boy sitting on the bench. I want you sitting on the bench. Okay. And if I am on the bench, and the coach is going to say, well, they fought so hard and he showed so much that we're going to get him some opportunity to play. You know, I came to Washington just to make the football team. Didn't care how I made it. And I got it. And then I wanted to get more time. And you get more time by showing you can do more things. And this is the time of the year where you actually test that. You know, I hear a lot of fans, a lot of media people, they want to throw the safety aspect in front of me so much as if I never did this before. My thing is I was safe. I didn't want to get hurt, but I also knew I had to push myself to a limit to understand when I stepped on the field if I could take it to a certain level. So my little saying is I tortured myself in the off season so I could have a lot of damn fun during the season. And everybody I get a chance to talk to, every person on this team, I try to tell them the same thing. Man, don't sit up here and just go through the motions. You know, push yourself. Because if you push yourself now, you can push yourself later and you don't have to worry about the risk of getting hurt and getting injured and things of that nature. Too many times people get hurt because of what they didn't do prior. And watching Johnny Newton, you hear a young man talking to the media about he just had 2 foot surgeries. He's coming back on the football field saying he feels 100% healthy. He's ready to go. He's raring to go. He's excited about it, and he's going full speed out there once he gets on the football field. He didn't do anything all offseason. He didn't get a chance to do things in mini camps and OTAs, but now he gets a chance to step on the football field when they have on pads in training camp, and he's trying to push it as hard as he can. That's a young man who understands the rigors of this game. That's a young man who understands I need to know where I am. So when I get on the football field, I don't have to be thinking about it. I don't have to be very gingerly walking around. I can just go out there, hit the ground running, and keep doing the things I need to do. And I think that's ultimately what we're looking for when we come out to the training camp. Training camp is not just about the fans coming out and see you and cheering. You know, I see them cheering when the quarterback is running in 7-on-7. Not very smart because there ain't no such thing as running in 7-on-7. So they do what they do because they got to get their fanhood going on. But ultimately for me, it comes down to when you get out here, you bring a bunch of people together, 90 people per se. They all come in here with a certain agenda and a certain mindset and a certain level they want to reach. But eventually these coaches have to look at those 90 people and say, who are the best 53? Then you decide who are the next that you can put on your practice squad. But you don't want to come out here and just say, oh, yeah, the fans out here today. Whether the fans out here or not, it should be something inside of you, something driving you, so you're going to get better that day. You get like Kobe Bryant would say, get better 1% every day. You get a little bit better. It could be 0.5%, 1/4%. But if you're getting better every day, then you're trying to get closer to that level of perfection. We never reach it. It's one thing about perfection. We'll never be perfect in nothing we do because we started off a little failed. But if you keep pushing for it, you're getting closer to it. And then it makes things a lot easier for you. But you have to push yourself. And for me, when I hear people having so much fun in training camp and thinking that it's about, oh, yeah. No, it's not about what I write or what I talk about or what JP talks about or what he writes. It's about, are those guys, those 90 guys, are they coming close enough? All those 90 different people coming together to where they can feel one team, so that team is as good as the rest of them around so they can compete. You know, today I saw balls on the ground. That's not cool to me. That's something that you can't have, because you can be equal to the teams you're facing and you have a fumble or two, then all of a sudden that team beats you by a touchdown or two. So they have to get that corrected. And I'm sure you're going to have Cliff and Dan and everybody else telling these guys we can't allow that. Yes, JP mentioned it. It was a little bit down the field, but guess what? They have told them to try to punch the ball out. So if you are not turning around and walking back to the huddle or jogging back to the huddle, then you still have to be concerned about somebody coming and knock the damn ball out. This is a part of it. And when I was walking around high school, you fumble in my high school, Coach Jones had you walk around campus with a damn football in your hand. And at any point, somebody could punch that ball out. So you have to be on point all the time. You have to be alert and worried about it all the time. Same thing on the football field. So we're expecting those things to type of happen. And if we are going to become better as a football team, we're going to have to start putting a little focus on the things that they need to do to get better and not the things that we're so excited about. We're not here watching reality TV. We're watching a team try to gel and come together so they can have that glue to make them a much better football team. It's not entertainment, okay? I am entertained by what they do, but it's not entertainment. So when there's things that are not done right, you have to say something about it. When things that are done right, you give them praise for it. But it's not just to come out here as if we were watching this damn TV show and we're supposed to be excited about every little moment of it, because we are not going to be excited about every little thing that they do. Hey, I love football. I thoroughly love football, to be totally honest with you. But I need to see them get better.